The views and opinions expressed on this podcast, including discussions on news, politics, and current events, are solely those of the host and guests and are based on personal thoughts, experiences, and opinions. Nothing stated should be considered factual unless independently verified by the listener. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not provide financial, legal, medical, political, or life advice. Any actions discussed are what we would do personally, not recommendations for others. Listeners are encouraged to do their own research and consult qualified professionals before making any decisions. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Impel Forward podcast. I am your host, Leon, and today I have with me Chef Anthony Caldwell, a chef, entrepreneur, and inspirational figure whose journey from incarceration to culinary success has impacted people across the country. After discovering his passion for cooking while in prison, Anthony rebuilt his life through faith, discipline, and creativity, eventually becoming the owner of 50 Kitchen and appearing on Food Network's Chopped. Known for his fusion of Southern comfort food and bold flavors, Chef Caldwell has also used his platform to give back to the community and inspire others through his story of redemption and perseverance. Help me welcome Mr. Anthony Caldwell.
Thank you, sir.
Better known as 50 Kitchen.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Chef 50.
Yeah.
How you doing today, man?
Good, man. Hey, look, this man, he's the first one that ever committed that quick.
Yes, sir.
That quick.
Yes,
Seen him
sir.
one day at the food rodeo, which was yesterday.
Yep.
And he said, hey, we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we here.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to do a lot of research, but I did enough. So we're going to get to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to give it to you anyway
Yeah.
without the research.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Originally from Boston.
Yes, sir. Born and raised. I've been in Carolina 4 years now. Yeah.
Now, what brought you from Boston to Carolina?
You want to know?
Yes.
So, opened up a restaurant in Boston 8 days before the pandemic. Very successful 2 years. But as you know, COVID canceled a lot of things, right? Businesses, especially restaurants, were closing like back to back, and I mean, they were closing like 4 or 5 at a time, right, across the world. So just as COVID was taking that turn for the better without knowing if it was actually going to get better, I had a great relationship with all of the lenders, all of the nonprofit organizations that gave me the funding to launch 50 Kitchen. I asked them, and I basically said, hey, if I decide to close, what does that look like for our relationship? And they were like, Anthony, listen, man, it was like, there was a time when we couldn't even pull out our phones and not see your face, right? Google, whatever it was at the time. And they were just basically saying that, listen, we'll just write off the debt. And every single one of my lenders wrote off the debt. The heartbreaking piece is that I closed my baby. The blessing was that I walked away $250,000 debt-free. My wife, who was born and raised Chapel Hill, came to Boston, I want to say 2008. She was a worship leader in the church that we were going to at the time. And she wanted to get back to North Carolina. So that allowed me, or had given me the opportunity to close, walk away debt-free, get my wife back to her, Southern roots, and the opportunity or the blessing from God would be to open up 50 Kitchen 2.0 is what I like to describe it as, because it's another opportunity to launch 50 Kitchen. So that's how I got to Carolina.
Okay. So how long were you cooking before you opened up your restaurant in Boston?
Oh man, cooking for a long time. Well, the truth of the matter is that cooking was never on my radar, right? Sometimes God has to put you in situations so that he can get your attention, right? So I was incarcerated. I was serving a 5 to 7 sentence in Massachusetts correctional, right? And I signed up for this program called Milford Kitchen. Milford Kitchen was a facility where you had to be in medium security, which was like no bars, no doors. You could walk around free. You know, I can actually walk away if I wanted to. Um, and that program introduced me to culinary arts. Um, CEE, certified CCE, excuse me, certified culinary educator took chopped parsley and he sprinkled it on a plate,
Mm-hmm.
and it blew my mind. And I said, chopped parsley did that? And he was like, yes. So now, fast forward, I'm in Boston pre-release. Now you're dressed like this. Only difference is that instead of you having a driver's license, you got a prison ID in your wallet, right? But I'm able to go out in the free world, apply for jobs, you know. And I applied for this place called Legal Seafood. Excuse me, Legal Seafood. And I interviewed with the chef. And the chef told me that he was a little reluctant to hire people from the pre-release program because they didn't last long. I said, well, sir, what do you mean? They didn't help me understand that. What do you mean they didn't last long? So he said they either get caught with some girl, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, what have you, because you got access to all of that stuff, right? So I said, chef, I said, I understand that. I said, but I'm just trying to get back home to my family. I'm not here for the foolishness, right? So he looked at me and that man said, want me to give you a shot? I said, yes, sir, please, would you give me a shot? That man gave me a shot in 2004. I ain't looked back since. And he said to me, he said, I can only pay you $9 an hour. I said, sir, I come from a place where I make $1 a day. I will graciously accept your $9 offer. And Legal Seafoods was work, it was culinary school, all of the above. And I sing their praises because they taught me how to do it one way and one way only. That's the right way, period. No shortcuts, nothing. Um, when I had the restaurant in Boston, I had an open kitchen concept. So when you walk in, table, fast casual, I mean, there's a counter where you place your order, you look straight through, you can see the entire kitchen. You can see where the dishes are being washed, you can see where the food is being cooked. And I designed the restaurant that way because I wanted people to know that when they walk into 50 Kitchen, you're dealing with a real professional. I don't have nothing to hide, and I'm going to do it the right way. Not some of the time, every time.
Right. So how as you said that you think, well, you gave the illustration of God tapping your shoulder,
Yes, sir.
saying you need to sit down.
Yes, sir.
And doing my research, I saw also say you thought prison was good for you.
Uh, as crazy as it sounds, some people going to say, why would you say that? I said, well, here's the thing, right? I'm not me, right? I mean, I'm not you, and you're not me, right? So what he had to do for me is say, son, listen, I got this 50 Kitchen thing down the road. You don't know it yet. You don't see it yet. But if I don't allow you to get locked up, you're going to kill yourself or you're going to kill somebody. And then you'll miss it, right? So one day I was at home, and let me back up a little bit. So in prison, for those who've been to prison, you know, there's a little bit of everything, right? You got the Israelites, you got the
Muslims,
Sunni Muslims, you got the 5%ers, you got the Christians, you got all the above, right? And when you're clean and sober and you're trying to find your way, especially when somebody got the gift of gab, it can sound real good, right? So I recall studying 5% Nation, right? And my mom, born again Christian, right? Come home and change my name. I don't eat pork no more and all this, right? And I said, she called me by my government name, and I said, Mom, that's not my name no more. My name is this. And I said, I'm a 5%er. She said, what's a 5%er? so, so I told her, I says, Mom, 5%er is, I believe that the black man is God. She said, well, let me ask you something. She said, how much time did you do in prison? I said, 4 years and 7 months. She said, so do you think if you was God, you could have just walked through that wall? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, you're not God, right? And then I said, well, ma'am, I'm a 5%er. I'm the original black man. She looked at me, she said, well, I don't want to be 5% of anything. And she said, you don't sound like an original black man. You sound like an original fool, right? So that was Mom, chewing me out about that. But yeah, I was at home one night, and I mean, bro, Leon, let me tell you, man, when I drank for real. I drank to have a good time for today, tomorrow, and next week. I was not a social drinker. When I sipped, I swallowed. You know what I mean? When I smoked, I inhaled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I didn't play no games with it. So one day, I got like half gallons and liters and fifths and refrigerator full of beer. And one night I was sitting at home and I was drinking, and there was a 7-Eleven. It's like a convenience store. You can get like here, like the local Walmart, you can get beer and all that stuff. And the disease is telling me, go across the street and get something else. It's like 10:50. Store closed at 11. I'm like, why am I going to go across the street? And I got all of this in the house. So I'm sitting there, and his voice said, if you don't stop drinking, your career is going to go downhill and you're going to die. I heard it, but I'm drunk, right? Says it again. If you don't stop drinking, your career is going to go downhill and you're going to die. I heard it, right? But I'm drunk. Brother Leon, let me tell you something, bro. When God spoke that third time, he said, if you don't stop drinking, your career is going to go downhill and you're going to die. I said, what? And who is that?
All right.
I brought all that alcohol, so I ain't going to throw it away. I'm going to be very transparent. That was a Wednesday. By the time Sunday came, I had drank everything. That was September 25th, 2011. I walked into my then church, Jubilee Christian Church. I said a prayer. I asked God to deliver me from alcohol. I walked out of that church September 25th, 2011. I haven't had a drop of alcohol since. Now, God spoke again, probably 2 weeks to a month. He said, I need you to do one more thing for me. I said, what's that? He said, if you stop drinking completely and live your life for me, I'll give you your own kitchen by age 50. So that's where the name 50 Kitchen came from.
And you took one of my questions right there.
Yes, sir.
50 kitchens.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, people drink all the time. People get drunk all the time. Do you think you was, or do you know if you was an alcoholic or not?
Oh,
Consider yourself an alcoholic.
full-blown addiction.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Pick a topic. There was nothing that I could do. Nothing I can do without the consumption of alcohol. Nothing. Had to have it. 6 o'clock in the morning, if there's a half a pint of Hennessy, swallowed at 6 in the morning. Not mix it with Pepsi, not mix it with Coke, not sip it, swallowed. When I turned the bottle loose, it was empty, bro. If it was a half a Corona on the dresser along with that Hennessy, swallowed it. When I turned the bottle loose, bro, it was empty. Full-blown addiction.
So did you have to go through any rehab or anything, or you just
don't
did
need
that?
rehab when you got Jesus. You don't need rehab when you got him. Now, I came to this podcast trying to behave myself, trying not to turn it into a sermon.
Be yourself.
But I promise you, you don't need none of that. When the hand of deliverance is placed upon you from God, who is the healer, who is the deliverer, who is the sustainer, because he kept me. He kept me from blowing my brains out. when the hand of God is placed upon you, you don't need no therapist. You don't need no program. You don't need no nothing. Obedience is better than sacrifice. What he said was, if you stop, here's the obedient part. If you stop drinking and live your life for me, I'll give you your own kitchen by age 50. I stopped. I'm living for him. He delivered. Done. I'll never touch alcohol ever again. Some people say never. Don't never say never. I will never, ever, because I've been completely delivered by God. I will never touch it again. Not even concerned.
So what do you say to people that do go to AA or rehab? What do you say to those?
Well, here's what I say. I say that is not a bad thing, right? It's almost like going to a doctor, right? Doctors are there for a reason, right? God put them in place for a reason. Sponsors at NA programs and AA programs, they're there for a reason. So I would definitely say, because I've done them. Right? When I was in prison, I did AA. I did NA because it was necessary, right? I had to start somewhere, right? I think that when you go to NA and AA, the seed is planted at that time, right? Because you're able to at least hear, right? And then you're able to be around people that have been sober for X amount of years, and then they can share their stories and their testimonies, right? But I'm a firm believer of, planting seeds, right? And then the seed will eventually grow. And then whatever growth comes out of that seed being planted, then let the cards fall where they may. For me, personally, I would say that going to NA and AA when I was in prison, it was a seed because it allowed me to hear exactly what that community was all about, right? And then, I would hear things like when people would leave early, whoever's leading the group at that time, they would say, "Hey, brother, don't leave before the miracle happens," right? I was like, wow, that's powerful. Don't leave before the miracle happens. So I would always sit. I would always sit. I would always sit. Then, I guess it's kind of hard for me to explain what I went through because what God did for me, He did for me, and and I know for sure He'll do it for others. But I would definitely say, man, yeah, please don't put a blind eye or a deaf ear on NA and AA. By all means, take part in that. I think it's important. I think it's necessary. NA is here for a reason. AA is here for a reason. If you're sick in your body, you're gonna go to the doctor. They're gonna prescribe medication. If you're sick off of that alcohol and you're sick on those drugs, then you should go to NA and AA. Definitely. So it's almost like the question is almost like what a person who is struggling with addiction, but they're an atheist. I can tell them my story, but because they're an atheist, they're not going to believe my story. So then where do I direct them? Just tell them, just go ahead, just keep drinking. Do I tell them, go ahead, just keep drugging? No, I'm going to tell them what worked for me also. My brother, my sister, you should, And as a matter of fact, I know somebody that I can reach out to who you can get you some help. Right? And that's where like a counselor comes in too also, or a therapist, because they're doing all the networking. They have those connections, right? So, AA and NA is extremely important and it's beneficial.
Now, when you went there while you was in prison, was that part of your sentence that you had to go to AA?
No, sir, it was a part of me recognizing that I had a problem.
I asked you that question because some people would say, well, you did go to AA, but you're saying that God helped you when you came home.
Right.
So you don't think the two correlate as far as AA helping you and listen to the voice of God?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
God?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Remember, let's go back to AA and NA being the seed. that was planted. I was able to hear it. I was able to see the people that actually went through it, right? Because if I didn't, a part of that going to NA.
What's going on? I hope that you are enjoying this episode, but I wanted to take the time out to ask you to please subscribe to the podcast. I've noticed that a lot of people are watching but are not subscribed. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way, you won't miss an episode when it's aired or about to air. And also, make sure you go to impelforwardmerch.com. That's impelforwardmerch.com. Grab you something. Now back to the episode.
AA had me not drinking for a while, right? So it was working. Unfortunately for me, as crazy as this story is going to sound, I ran into my little brother in Disney World, of all places. Hey, man, let's go to the club. I said, man, I can't do that, bro. Man, I can't do that. He's just so adamant about it. And he wouldn't leave me alone. Come on, man, let's go, right? We go to the club. I take one drink, and all HELL broke loose after that. And you know what they say in the program? One is too many, and 1,000 is never enough. And I was doing so good until I went to that club.
So just to, because I know people, when people see this, they're gonna ask me questions.
Right.
So just to clarify or go deeper, you learned a little bit in AA while you was in prison.
Yes, sir.
But at that time, you didn't hear the voice of God.
No, sir.
When you came home,
yes, sir.
In the midst of all that drinking,
yes, sir.
That's when you heard the voice of God.
Yes, sir.
That's what.
Yes, sir. Released from prison, March of 2006. The voice of God, September 2011. So I was out battling, struggling, et cetera, for like 5 years. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about this. How did you get on the Food Network? Tell me that story.
Woo. So my wife is a praying warrior. She prayed to the point where I'd be like, I get it. You know, she prays. The restaurant at the time, we walked in, they had gutted it out because it was like an old school beeper and tax place, right? No gas lines, no nothing. So it was like wires hanging, and you see like all the metal beams and all that other stuff. And there's like a toilet in the middle of the floor, like not even connected, like just grimy, dirty, filthy, disgusting, just needed to be cleaned up. And we did what we know how to do, which is oil up and lay hands and pray and speak in tongues and decree and declare and prophesied. And my wife decreed and declared, and that woman prophesied and said, Food Network. She didn't say what channel of the Food Network, meaning Chopped or Beat, Bobby Flay, etc. She just said Food Network. We did the ribbon cutting ceremony on February 23rd, 2020. 5 months to the exact date, July 23rd, 2020, I got an email from Food Network that said, welcome to CHOP in 5 months. 5 months. Some people have been in the restaurant industry for 40 years and ain't never made it on local TV show. 5 months. That's how I know the hand of God is on 50 Kitchen. 5 months.
So how was that experience?
Ooh, don't challenge Martha Stewart. I'll say that. But it was great. It was a phenomenal experience. We filmed it in Maine. We did it in the thick of COVID. 3, 4, sometimes 5 COVID tests a day. I was like, again. So I mean that experience was phenomenal, man. She's a very sweet person in real life, for real. She actually called me an artist when I played at the plate, but obviously that didn't make the show. But I was like, man, I wish I had I wish she had mentioned it. But yeah, for us, man, it's an all day process. You know, what you guys see in 1 hour, man, takes us, like 12 hours, 11 hours to do, because it's like you have to do your bio, and it's like cut and do it again, do it this way, do it that way. The wind's blowing. Wait, that bird just flew by, and it's like, so we're on set like 4 in the morning. back at the hotel like 11 o'clock at night. So it's a long day. It's a very long day, but well worth it. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Absolutely.
So did it help you, even though you was pretty known before, did it help you more with people getting to know you, who you were?
In Boston, yes, because I got a strong following in Boston. And it kind of like took off from there too. But nobody knows that in North Carolina. And that's what I'm working on right now. Trying to put myself out there, trying to put the brand out there, trying to put some of my accolades out there so people, will know who I am out here in Carolina. I don't think they recognize who's here yet.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right,
And,
right.
and it's okay. It'll take time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, how old are you now?
57.
57.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I didn't ask that. 50 kitchen. But
Yeah.
I know you said by the time you turn 50, you would have a kitchen.
Yes, sir.
So you're 57.
Yes, sir.
So in North Carolina now, do you have a storefront also or just a food truck?
No, sir. I'm waiting on God to deliver that as well. Yeah, I just got the food truck right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just got one?
Yes, sir.
So how's that been going?
Um, it's good, but it comes with its challenges. I think because of the color of my skin, the immediate assumption is fried chicken, mac and cheese, and collard greens, which is great. I don't have no problem with that. I was born and raised off of that. Good old chitlins and all that. Listen, the Dirty South got some good eating. I'm all for it. But for me, I've gone through the process of learning and experimenting and surrounding myself with talents that are greater than mine, right? Experiences that are exposed to more than mine, right? Asking the right questions, asking too many questions, getting yelled at by chefs, and you'll never be a chef. And if your schedule's at 9 o'clock and you get here at 9 o'clock, you're late. Like, so I got all of that stuff, growing up in the kitchen. I just think that, what I bring to the table, it takes a lot of people by surprise because they're like, jambalaya egg rolls, what's that? I'm like, well, it's jambalaya in an egg roll wrapper, and I roll it and I deep fry it, and there you have it, right? And it's like honey fried cornbread. Oh yeah, well my grandma used to make honey fried cornbread in a cast iron skillet, and I'm like, love grandma, but grandma ain't got this. You know what I mean? Grandma didn't do it this way. So when I give people like that honey fried cornbread, it's just like, wow, this is like really, really different. So it's good, but again, it does come with its challenges because the food is so different. I pride myself on being different because I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. Um, and I think also, I don't want to answer all your questions for you because I
Go
don't know
ahead.
what you want to ask me.
Are you good?
But North Carolina needs something different. I just think they do. Because everything is like chain related. You know what I mean? Everything is like this brand and this brand and that brand and this brand. And then when you do go to the mom and pops, they got a great product. They do. They really have a phenomenal product because I've eaten at a bunch of them. Even with, my fellow food truckers out here, they got a phenomenal product, but it's really all the same, right? Like how much brisket can you eat? How much pulled pork can you eat? How much fried fish can you eat? Now you can do that same pulled pork, but elevate it, right? Take it to the next level. You can still do brisket, but elevate it. Take it to the next level, right? And I'm just like, keep it simple, but elevate it, right? I just think that North Carolina is due for, creativity and innovation, and 50 Kitchen is here to do that. And I'm just getting started.
So how you take it to the next level?
I mean, so I have this idea. I'm not gonna
Don't,
spill all my
I'm about to say, don't
beans.
tell nothing on the camera
No,
now.
no, 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 no.
We don't want to
But
give
I
it away.
but I do have an idea for this Asian inspired lobster, right? Because there's lobster rolls out here, and I'll leave it at that. But it's a hot dog bun that's buttered and toasted, and it's just lobster. That's it. just lobster. And then you sell it for $35. Just lobster, right? So, and people, it's not going to be on my menu, I don't think, but it's something that I'm going to do. Just watch for the video because I'm waiting for somebody to come do some recording, and I'm going to make the lobster roll, and y'all can see what I'm talking about. But I want it because my concept is Southern American and Asian, so I don't want to come out of that, right? I want to stay within the realm of Southern American and Asian, right? Everything that I do is going to always have that twist in it. But I'm thinking of a way to do an Asian-inspired lobster roll with a lemon
Don't tell too
aioli.
much. Don't tell too much. Don't tell too much.
So I'm definitely gonna freak it that way and put it out there for the people. I mean, if I get enough demand for it, now how you gonna make it, man, and not sell it? If I get a whole bunch of that, then guess what? I'm gonna sell it, and it's not gonna cost $35. See, my food, what I like to do, Brother Leon, I like to make sure that my food is affordable, right? Because my slogan for my brand is beautiful food for beautiful people. And within that slogan, what that means is that my food is for everybody, whether what I'm serving or the price point of what I'm serving. It's still for everybody, right? And I want to make sure that my food stays affordable where everybody can eat it, right? And here's what I do. I've done it to the point where somebody come to the truck and they're hungry and they only got $10. I can't eat here. No, come here. Why can't you? Because I only got $10. Okay. And that means what? I can't, well, you're talking to the person that makes all the decisions. Are you hungry? That's what I need to know, first of all. Are you hungry? Yes, sir, I'm hungry. Well, watch this. Tell me what you want. You keep your $10 and I'm going to feed you. My God, I'm waiting for God to put me in that position because I want to feed homeless people. I got a soft spot in my heart for social justice, and I believe everybody should eat. I don't care if they're addicted to alcohol, if they're sleeping up under a bridge, they just got out of prison, they ain't got no shoes on. You deserve to have something to eat. And I tell nobody no. Nobody no. Now that don't mean y'all come to the truck and say I only got $2 because I'm gonna know you fooling now. I'm gonna know you fooling. But on a serious note, if somebody comes to that truck, man, and I can see the struggle, and my heart tells me that there's a serious issue there, you're gonna be fed. You're gonna be fed. And there's a scripture in the Bible where Jesus is like, when I needed clothing, you didn't clothe me. I was hungry, you didn't feed me. I don't never want to stand before the Lord and he say, when you were down there, when I was hungry, you didn't feed me. I don't want to hear that. So I'm going to make sure that if it's within my means and I can do it and it's genuine, you're going to eat.
And he gave me some of that fried cornbread. Man, that thing was good. I went to the truck and told him, somebody told me about him.
Yeah.
He said, hold on, try this right here.
Yes, sir.
Ate a couple pieces.
Yeah.
Said, this honey.
Yeah.
The more I ate, it tastes like molasses. That thing was good.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I seen a couple of people when I was doing the research talking about it. Now, I saw Shropshire. I forgot his first name.
Oh, yeah, Big Shrop. Yeah, Tim.
He said he got the first, that's the first time he ever ate ribs with a crunch.
Oh, with a crunch to it.
Yeah, with a crunch to it.
Yeah, I blew his mind, didn't I?
Yeah. He took off jogging.
Yeah. So what I do, again, the elevating of simple ingredients, right? You can have a rib. What makes mine different from yours? That either came out of the oven, came off of the grill, or came out of the smoker. Mine's is fried. Mine's is cooked for 12 hours at 165 degrees, and I'll stop there.
Mm-hmm. I'd say don't give too much.
And then, I fry them.
So why did Martha call you an artist? What was it about?
Because she looked at the beauty of the plate, and they're going to critique everything and pick it apart, and what you did good and what you did wrong. And what I did was when I plated my food, I I did a negative plate. What a negative plate is, let's just say you got like this 12-inch or this 10-inch round china plate or what have you. It doesn't necessarily have to be china, but it's a round plate, right? The negative plate is when you take all the ingredients and you plate it to one side, either the left or the right. So if I use like just a quarter of the plate, 3/4 of the plate, the rest of the plate is empty. So that's called the negative plate. So when she looked at it, she was like, "Wow, Anthony, you're an artist." And I appreciate
That's good. That's good. I want to go back to something. What do you think led you to the alcohol and going to prison? Was you in the streets?
that. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Did you?
Yeah, was I in it? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you grow up with your father and your mother together, one house?
My biological father was there. He was there. But I was raised by my stepdad, same household. Their parenting was phenomenal, but more is caught than taught, right? So it's what I was able to see growing up, right? And back in those days in the housing projects, it was pimps, prostitutes, drug dealers, and drug addicts, right? And I'm looking at that person's sneakers and I'm like, well, how do I get a pair of those? Why does his sneakers got 3 stripes and mine's got 8 stripes, right? How do I get some of those? And I got to wear my brother's shirt, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, how do I get some of that stuff? And then at the age of 13 is when I got introduced to marijuana. And I started to hustle and sell marijuana. And then somebody told me, if you spend $50 on this white stuff, you'll get $100 back. And then when I got introduced to the crack game, it was a wrap. And I was, then I was a part of gangs. I was heavy in the gangs, gang affiliated. Got shot September 22nd, 1988. Stabbed 5 times. Pronounced dead twice. Yeah, it was deep. It was deep. And and the path that I was on, man, the path that I was on, it was only right that I went to prison. It made sense for me to go to prison, right? Because 6 months prison, not enough for me to learn. It's like raising a child, right? Spank them once, it's like, I thought we'd already talked about this. Now I got to spank you again. Now I spank you again. This time I'm really going to whoop your behind. So the whooping for me was to take this 5 to 7 now. Sit down. Sit down. Because I got something for you, son, and you don't know it. And when I sit you down, I'm going to introduce you to what it is that I have for you while you're incarcerated. Because you would never go work for a restaurant, but you run in the streets like that. You'd never met Chef Peter, but you run in the streets like that. So I have to put you in an uncomfortable situation to get your attention because I got something for you.
So all the other times it was just tap on the hand. Didn't do you no good. You kept going back.
Man,
kept
listen,
going
bro,
back.
you know how many times I sat in a 5x7 on my knees? It was like, God, if you get me out of this, I swear I'll never. God, I'll never pick up another crack rock and sell it. I will never. As soon as I get out, pew!
Going back.
Yeah. God's looking down. He's like, all right. Think I'm playing, huh? All right. 18-month sentence. God, listen, man. I know me and you didn't have this talk before. Man, if you get me out of this, man, I promise. Pew! All right. Now take this. And when he gave me that, that was the time when I read the Bible front to back, back to front. You know why? I ain't had nothing but time. Where I'm going. What I'm doing. The reality for me, bro, is when I was in Boston pre-release and I just went all the way back to the year that I was sentenced and I just flipped a month. This was like a 10-year calendar. I just flipped a month. Now I'm in 2002, and I just flipped. And I'm in 2003, and I just flipped. And I'm in 2004, and I just flipped. And I'm like, when am I going home? I know I got an end date, but looking at this calendar, I'm just like, my goodness, when am I going home? I was like, oh no, sir, they can have this. They can keep this right here. Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah. So, Coach, you don't know this about me. I've been in prison. 'Cause
Really?
We just met. Like I said, we met yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did 7.5 years.
So you get it.
So I get it.
Yeah,
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 I really get it.
yeah. All set.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So I guess the next thing, like you said earlier, is the restaurant. Is that your main focus right now?
Well, here's the thing. The food truck for me is a challenge
Uh-huh.
because one, I'm a city boy,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't do backing up trailers and pulling trailers and all.
Right.
We don't do all that up top. So when I
Uh-huh.
first got it, I'm like, turn the wheel this way. And well, why is it swinging out? This good old country boy was like, man, if you turn the wheel this way, it's gonna go that way. If you turn it that way, it's gonna go this way. I was like, really? So I'm a little better. But to answer your question, no, I'm a restaurant guy. I just am. You know, it's what I live for. I thrive. I love the moment. Even at my age, man, I'm in the kitchen like I'm 25 years old. I'm just insanely in love with the kitchen. I just am. I love the tickets and how long on this and how long on that. It's working. Thank you. How many you got all day? I just love it. Behind you, hot, sharp knife. I love a kitchen, a restaurant setting. I do. And I think, for me, bro, it's God said he would give me my own kitchen by age 50. He didn't do it once, but he did it twice. So whatever his will is for me, if it's that one truck, then so be it. If it's franchised, then so be it. If it's a brick and mortar, then so be it. Whatever his will is, that's what I want. Because there were a lot of things that I wanted and it didn't go well. Right? There were a lot of things that I wanted. And a lot of things that I went and got on my own. And it just didn't go well. So now I want to be in his will. Whatever he wants is what I want. I can be looking at a place in Chapel Hill. If God says it's going to be in Winston-Salem, I'm like, Lord, well, that's about 2 hours away. And he said, and you're going to drive?
Mm-hmm.
If that's what he says, then that's what he says. It's whatever he gives.
So what does how often do you go out on weekends or during the week with your truck?
So last year was my first year with the trailer.
Oh, it will?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've only had it on the road 14 months.
Oh,
Not even 2 years yet.
okay.
Yeah. So last year I was doing Wednesday through Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. When I got the trailer, it was in March of last year. By the time I started to sign up for events and festivals and concerts, etc., a lot of that stuff was already taken because it's the month of March. In November of 2025, I started to sign up for a lot of things. So to be completely honest, this calendar that I have right now, it's a little all over the place. It's not a set Wednesday through Saturday. But my ultimate goal is to get back to that because I do want to find a permanent location where I can park.
Just set up, yeah.
Right,
Okay.
where the marketing team can tell Google where I'm going to be so that when people search, food trucks near me, fusion food by me, near me, black chefs, whatever it is that they Google, I want to make sure that I have a location where they can find me. However, there are some events and some obligations that has already been made and that I've already committed to. And because I am a man of integrity, I want to make sure that I honor, those bookings. But yeah, I am looking to find a location where I can sit and where the people can find me, where they can come get their 50 kitchen fixings is what I call it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So maybe I missed something in the beginning.
Okay.
So what were you doing before you started the food truck? You was working in a regular restaurant?
Yeah, just regular restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was working for Aramark. Yeah, yeah. They're like this. They're like this. Well, they do more than food. They do like medical stuff and laundry and refreshments and stuff like that. So let's just say you go to UNC, to the hospital, and you go to the cafeteria. Something like that would be Aramark, right? But my and I'm not talking out of a place of being cocky or arrogant or anything like that. My gift is it's too big for that. I don't want to I don't want to limit myself because I'm about sharing my gift with people, right? And it's like, why do I have to work at a hospital and you got to be sick in order to get my food? I don't want that. Why do I have to work for like this insurance company where they have like a cafeteria on the inside and I'm working in there? You got to have an issue with your insurance or you got to be trying to buy insurance to get my food? No, 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 no. I want you to be able to come get my food whenever you want my food, right? So I believe that my gift and what I have and what my vision is and where my heart is for the people, I want to go back to that everybody eats. Everybody should be able to get something to eat. And, it's just where I'm at with it.
Okay. Okay. Well, is there anything that I didn't ask that you want to share? Or
Um, I we definitely talked about God, which was the best part of this conversation for me. We talked about where the name came from.
Mhm. I will ask where you see yourself in the next 5 years, but we already know that it's going to be in a restaurant, if
Yeah,
God will.
yeah. Well, and again, it's His will, not mine.
Mhm.
I'm looking to have multiple locations
Okay.
in 5 years, right? And what I want to do, so I'm looking to hire the people that society deems as failures, right?
Mhm.
Somebody gave me a second chance. You know, I got my first real kitchen job in prison. I left work and went back to the camp, right? So I want to be that for people that society says are not good people. It's not that they're not good people. Have they been set up for success? Right? What programs do you have in place to make sure that they're not repeat offenders?
Mhm.
Right? What mentors do they have? Day one, as soon as they walk out the door, they got a mentor, they got a sponsor, even if it's not alcohol or drug addiction. What is in place, right? And that's, I'm telling you, I'm trying to behave myself. 50 Kitchen it's so much more than food, right? I want to get to so I had before COVID came because nobody saw COVID. I had this vision called A Day in the Life with 50 Kitchen. And it's also something I would desire to do down here in the state of North Carolina. So there was an all black school, literally 20 feet in the back of the restaurant, behind the restaurant. And my vision was again, nobody saw COVID coming. I was going to go to that school, get our babies, our black and brown babies. I was going to bring them. Obviously, they got to be a certain age because they're going to handle a knife, right? I want to teach them the basics of cooking. I want to teach them how to run the restaurant on a day-to-day basis. Whatever their favorite appetizer, entree, or dessert is, we're going to make that, and we are going to post that student and blast that student on social media, and we're gonna ask every customer that comes in the door to buy whatever that appetizer, entree, or dessert is, inspired by that black or brown baby, right? And that's my desire to do that here in the state of North Carolina. And in terms of it is all black and brown babies, but our black and brown babies got to be listening to their parents, right? Our black and brown babies got to make sure that their grades are at a certain place, right? You just ain't gonna come and go through the program and you talking to your mother like you're crazy, or you just cussed your teacher out, or you're failing in your math class. We ain't gonna do that, right? Because I'm not gonna promote or celebrate, right, or reward bad behavior. I'm just not gonna do it, right? So that's what I desire to do, like feed the homeless, the less fortunate, take care of our black and brown babies, teach them, educate them, motivate them, mentor them. I want to. Schools, if you're listening, reach out, talk to me. This is what I want to do. This is what I need to do this. I need, because it's not enough of it. Not enough of it. If I was to ask you right now, what black owned business in my industry is reaching out to our black and brown babies, teaching them how to run this business, teaching them how to do this business, teaching them how to cook, mentoring them. And it's no disrespect to anybody because I love all of my peers, but you probably can't name one. And that's a little unfortunate. We got to do better. Got to do better. Let's stop trying to compete and combine our talents, our skill sets, our gifts. I come from a really big city and I got access to a lot of people and a lot of information. And not only am I here to introduce 50 Kitchen to North Carolina, but I'm also here to help, right? I'm your teammate. I'm with you, my brother. I'm not against you. That's why when you asked me, immediately, because I support you. I support you. We're doing this thing together, man. They print money every single day. Every day. Why can't I tell you where to get it?
Right.
I know where to get it. So how come I can't share that with you? They didn't already gave me what they gonna give me.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't already gave me what they gonna give me. How come Brother Leon can't get none? Bro, this is where I got that. Go over there and talk to Mrs. Yeah. They said they got X, Y, and Z and they got to spend it all before the fiscal year. Go, bro, go over there.
So, what would you give or tell an upcoming, I'm say, entrepreneur or somebody wants to cook? What would you tell them?
Have some thick skin. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And you have to prepare yourself for the demand, right? Because if you got it, they're coming to get it. And sometimes it can be very overwhelming. Be more of a student and less of a teacher, because I'm going to forever be a student in this industry. I don't know everything. The day that I even assume that I know everything is the day that I need to take my apron off and just call it quits. But I would say, walk into this thing with a certain level of humility, um, ask all the right questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Um, watch everything that the chef, whether it's he or she, watch everything that they're doing. Um, when I came up in the kitchen, I want to know why salt is the fifth ingredient and why it's not the first. Right? And there's an explanation as to why salt is the fifth ingredient, because cooking it's like science, right? You have to do this way in order for this to be that way. And you can't do it the reverse, because if you do it the reverse, then this is going to happen. Sometimes there's certain chemical reactions that take place with cooking, regardless, or depending on what cooking technique or what method it is that you're doing, right? So yeah, I would just say definitely find yourself a mentor. Definitely find yourself a mentor. Somebody who's passionate about it, somebody who's going to be committed with spending time with you, taking phone calls from you, exchanging text messages with you, um, correcting you when you're wrong. Um, you got to be able to take criticism because you are going to make mistakes, right? Um, and just be a sponge, man. Just be a sponge. Learn everything that you could possibly learn because the industry is revolving. It's evolving, excuse me, every single day. It's like it's always something different. It's always something different. It's always something different. It used to be this, then it's that. It used to be this, now it's that. And you just keep in the loop of all the newest trends, right? Because there's always something different going on. And then follow like the high end chef, like a Grant Atkins or like a Morty Mortal, or even like Gordon Ramsay is like so gifted. A lot of people don't sing his praises, right? Or like a Tim Collinsworth and all of these great chefs. There's a lot of people out there that you can just follow on social media. Like go to Netflix and um, watch like the chef's table and things like that. Just always just learn, just watch and learn and learn and learn and learn and learn. Keep learning.
Catering. That's what came to my mind. You do catering?
Man, I do anything.
Okay.
Anything, as long as I'm not going to get in trouble for it. Oh,
Right,
yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. We do catering. So we got a catering link on the website, www.50kitchen.com. That's the number 50kitchen.com. That is a catering menu for now. I don't know if I'm going to change it. Because we do a lot of catering with the food truck. A lot of people just want us to just pull up with the food truck and just go from there. But I mean, if it's not on the food truck menu or if it's not on the catering menu itself on the website, just have a conversation with us and we can make you whatever you want. I promise you, we can get you whatever you want, even if it's not on the menu. So yeah, we definitely do catering.
Okay. Gotcha. Y'all hear it. You do catering. Hit them up.
Yeah.
So give people your IG, Facebook, all your
Yes, sir. So IG is chef_50. That's the number 50. Facebook is just 50 Kitchen, and TikTok is 50 Kitchen.
Okay. So the word impel means to take action.
Yes, sir.
That's what it is. Impel forward. Take action.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you take action like Anthony did. Take action and seize the opportunity to grasp your dreams. Peace.
My brother. Appreciate you.